The Apple Vision Pro is a truly amazing product that delivers futuristic eye and hand tracking interface along with breathtaking 3D video and truly impressive AR apps. It's also a magical way to extend your Mac, but there is some early performance bugs that need to be worked out. The battery can get in the way and digital persona is a bit creepy and needs work. What the heck is happening? That's what I said to myself as I played Virtual DJ, spinning two records in front of me with a crossfade knob and special effects I could control with my hands in mid-air. I just reached out and touched them. I had a similar what the fish moment in a good way when I just looked at my MacBook to connect and surprise its display on the wall in front of me. Then I pinned the Apple Music app to the left of my desk and Slack to the right. This is what Apple means by spatial computing. And I was left almost speechless when I viewed a 3D spatial video of my three dogs coming towards the camera. It's so immersive you may get a bit emotional. Oh, and you can watch regular 3D movies in Apple TV Plus that blow away your local theater. The Apple Vision Pro is an incredible piece of technology with eye and hand tracking interface that puts the competition to shame. But there is some early bugs and some very weird things that come along with this revelation, including a freaky digital persona version of yourself that can appear in FaceTime calls. Starting at $3,500, the Vision Pro is obscenely expensive and for well-heeled early adopters only. But it is the most innovative product Apple has created in over a decade and a fascinating look at the future of computing and entertainment rolled into one very sleek package. Here's what it's like to use and my pros and cons so far. The Apple Vision Pro is available for pre-order now and the release date is February 2. This headset may be able to track your eyes with amazing precision, but it also starts at an eye-watering price of $3,499. The entry-level model comes with 256 GB of storage and it's $3,699 for 512 GB and $3,899 for 1 TB. Wire glasses. The Zeiss optical inserts for readers cost $99 and prescription lenses cost $149. Though I do like how easily they magnetically attach to the Vision Pro. Apple Care Plus will run you an additional $499, which gives you 2 years of unlimited repairs and damage protection. In terms of accessories, there is plenty of options, but the one I recommend most is the $199 travel case, which is big and bulky but will protect the Vision Pro when you are flying or just going to and from the office. Other accessories include Belkin's battery holder for $49. The Apple Vision Pro comes in a pretty big box and there is lots of stuff in it, including the headset itself, the light seal fitted for your face, the light seal cushion and both the solo knit band and dual loop band. There is also the Apple Vision Pro battery, which remains tethered to the headset at all time, a second thicker light seal cushion, a polishing cloth and a 30-watt USB-C power adapter. The Apple Vision Pro is easily the sleekest headset yet, with a curved glass front panel and a modular design that makes it very customizable to the wearer. But it's definitely not light. After 30 minutes I felt it weighing on my cheeks. When ordering your Vision Pro, you will scan your face similar to how you'd set a Face ID to get a light seal that's personalized, which prevents light from leaking into your view. There are two bands that come with the Vision Pro. There is the solo knit band and the dual loop band. The former is stretchy and makes it really easy to take the Vision Pro on and off, and you can quickly tighten and loosen the fit with the built-in knob. The dual loop band provides more stability because there is a strap that goes across the top of your head and the back. I find this one better for longer Vision Pro sessions as there is more support for what's pretty weighty headset. The Vision Pro weighs 1.3 to 1.4 pounds, which is more than an 11-inch iPad Pro on your head. For context, the Meta Quest 3 weighs 1.1 pounds and the Meta Quest Pro 1.6 mounts. After wearing the Vision Pro on and off for several hours, I didn't find it uncomfortable to wear, but I did feel like taking periodic breaks because of the heft. I also get some light and red marks on my cheeks. The right side of the Vision Pro houses the digital crown, which brings up the home screen from wherever you are. Turning the crown dials up the immersion on whatever environment you are watching and also controls the volume. The button on the left side of the headset is a top button which you can use for capturing spatial photos and videos as well as confirming purchase. I really like how modular the Vision Pro design is. The light seal and the light seal cushion attached magnetically to the device, and it's easy to swap out the two band options by pulling on little orange tags. But I would say the magnetic connection could be a bit stronger. A couple times when picking up the Vision Pro, the light seal detached, so you are better off holding it by the metal and glass frame. The Apple Vision Pro feels revolutionary because of how easy it is to operate. There is no controllers to deal with. You just use your eyes to look at the element you want to select and then tap your thumb and index finger together to click. While setting up the Vision Pro, I immediately got accustomed to that input because you are walked through a calibration process that involves following a dot around the screen and selecting it. When you are greeted with a home screen of iOS-like icons that float in front of your view of the room you are in. Vision OS starts with your real-world view as the baseline because the Vision Pro wants to bring digital content to your environment instead of taking it over. And the video pass-through is very lifelike as the dedicated R1 chip is fast enough to stream images to the Vision Pro's micro OLED displays within 12 milliseconds. That's 8x faster than you blink. I had no problem walking from room to room of using my iPhone with the Vision Pro on, though the frame rate of my iPhone 14 Pro Max was a tad sluggish. As you stare around the home screen view and move your eyes from icon to icon, they light up ready to be selected. This is immensely satisfying, relaxing and easy to do because the Vision Pro has downward facing cameras that can track your hands in your lap. The eye tracking is so good, it's also used to authenticate you via Optic ID, which measures your pupils for security. So think Face ID for your eyes. When it works well, but a couple of times during my testing it didn't work. And sometimes you need to enter your PIN code via a floating keypad to enable Optic ID, which I found annoying. So what about gestures? You can easily scroll from left to right and up to down by pinching your fingers together and drag the direction you want to move. Zooming in on a photo or web page is as easy as pinching your fingers together with both hands and spreading them apart. It's Minority Report cool. In case you were wondering, I tried the Vision Pro in complete darkness and you will get a warning that says you won't see your hands, but the hand and eye tracking interface still works, so you can definitely watch movies in bed. So what can you do with the Vision Pro? For starters, it's a multitasking gem thanks to the built-in M2 chip that runs the OS. For example, I launched Safari in the center of my space, then I turned to my left and asked Siri to launch Slack and the app appeared. When I turned to the right of Safari and opened Apple Music so I could have that playing in the background. Even better, it's easy to move apps around in your virtual space by selecting the bar beneath the app, and you can resize them by staring at the bottom right corner and dragging it with your finger. If you want to close an app, you can either stare at the X beneath the window or simply ask Siri to close all apps. You can also go back home at any time by long pressing the digital crown. At any time, you can pull up the control center by simply looking up and clicking on the floating downward facing arrow. From this menu, you can change environments, turn on guest mode, access Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, start screen recording and more. One of the options in Control Center is the ability to connect with your Mac, but you can also bring your Mac desktop into the Vision Pro just by looking at it. I saw a connect button floating above my MacBook Pro 14-inch. pinched my fingers together and saw my laptop's screen go blank, popping up on the wall in front of me instead. You don't get multiple desktop views, but you can get a crystal clear 4K display that renders text crisply, and you can make that canvas positively huge so it dwarfs most of the best monitors. Your keyboard and mouse still work as they normally would with no latency. You can even use your keyboard in Vision Pro apps if you want. Yes, only Apple could do this, and I could see myself taking the Vision Pro on business trips and using it back at the hotel. One of the unique aspects to the Apple Vision Pro is your choice of multiple environments. Think of them as 3D desktop on steroids. There are several options available ranging from Yosemite and Leakala to the moon. I pulled up Mount Hood and was floored by the level of realism, with detailed sand and rocks beneath my feet, rippling water in front of me and towering mountain in the background. And you get to decide how immersive the environment is by turning the digital crown clockwise or counterclockwise. There are also environments that are unique to specific apps. For instance, Apple TV Plus has its own cinema environment for watching movies that makes it feel like you are watching a 100-foot screen, while Disney Plus lets you use the Avengers Tower as your backdrop, complete with a collection of Iron Man suits before playing a show or movie. The Apple Vision Pro lets you type on a floating keyboard to enter text, but it's not very satisfying. For one, there is no tactile feedback even though you hear clicks as you type, and you can't type very quickly. It's more a peck scenario with one or two hands. I do like that you can enter text with your voice. For example, if you are in Safari and you just stare at the microphone icon in the address bar and speak YouTube, it will automatically take you to the website. Also keep in mind that you can easily pair a Bluetooth keyboard to the Apple Vision Pro for easier and faster text input. The Apple Vision Pro on day one is already a first-class entertainment device, and it will make even the biggest skeptic a believer in 3D movies. There are hundreds of 3D movies available on Apple TV Plus, and I couldn't believe how good Man of Steel looked through the Vision Pro. As Superman took off for the first time, it was like he flew right over my shoulder. The more recent The Super Mario Bros. Movie was even more immersive, with the characters popping off the screen as Mario flew around in his raccoon suit while being chased by an oversized bomb. This is a good time to mention that the sound from Apple Vision Pro is surprisingly good. There are two audio ports built into the strap positioned close to your ears, and they deliver rich and balanced spatial audio. For example, I could hear Mario coming from the left side of the screen and Princess Peach from the right as they spoke. When listening to SZA's Kill Bill through Apple Music, the audio ports had plenty of punch in the drums and the vocals were crystal clear. However, it's worth noting that the audio will leak out from the Vision Pro while listening, so if you want to keep things private, you should wear AirPods. The AirPods Pro 2 with USB-C is your best bet because they support lossless audio. If you want to take entertainment to the next level, there is an immersive video, a new format that delivers a 3D experience via 8K recordings with a 180-degree field of view. For example, I nearly lost my breath when I watched a female highliner attempt to essentially walk a tightrope between two mountains 3000 feet above the earth in Norway. Apple has shown other examples of how immersive video could come to life, such as through a goalkeeper's perspective during a soccer match, and I could see this as a game-changing format for watching sporting events, especially since Apple has rights to broadcast MLB and MLS games. You could essentially sit anywhere you want to see the action. One of the biggest selling points of the Apple Vision Pro is spatial photos and videos. You can take 3D stills and videos using the headset itself or capture spatial videos with the iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max. I took a special video of my 3 dogs at home in our sunroom, and each pup looked incredibly lifelike as they got closer to the camera, and my golden retriever showed me his Christmas stocking chew toy. You will get the best results if your subjects are moving and you stay fairly still, as I lost the immersive effect when I turned my head to follow them around. To take a special video with the Vision Pro, you use the top button on the left side of the headset, but I felt pretty geeky while doing it. You will be made fun of by family and friends guaranteed. The Vision Pro also brings panoramic photos to life in a new way by wrapping them around you, so it's as if you are standing in the center of the frame. For example, I took a panorama of the Manhattan skyline from the balcony of a Bronx apartment building, and I was completely immersed in the photo. From the Coca-Cola truck on the left side of the frame to the bridge in the center and the tall skyscrapers peeking through the cloudy background. If you own a Vision Pro, you will be inspired to take more panoramic photos. But even regular photos take on new life in the Vision Pro as you scroll through your gallery. I had a blast reliving pics I took on a trip with my son to see the Buffalo Bills game and Niagara Falls. His smile at the game is priceless when I see it this big. The Apple Vision Pro can run over 1 million compatible iPhone and iPad apps at launch, which is nice, but I was more interested in testing the truly native Vision Pro apps. While the selection is fairly modest for now, Apple says there is 600 native Vision Pro apps so far. Some of the experiences are mind-blowing. Other Vision Pro apps seem more like tech demos than full-blown apps. The most impressive Vision Pro app I tried is DJ, which puts you right in front of a mixer and turntables. I had no idea what I was doing, but was still blown away with the realism of the table itself and the fact that I could interact with all the buttons, sliders and needles as if they were there. And there is wild transparent boxes that you can put your hand through to make special effects. This is nuts. SkyGuide is a very immersive app that puts you inside a planetarium wherever you are. As you look up at the night sky, you can make out constellations and also use a laser pointer to draw in the sky. This is an app that made my teenage son go, "Wow!" So you know it's good. Other notable Vision Pro apps I tried include Jigspace, which lets you place 3D animations and models right in front of you, from an airplane engine to a Formula 1 race car complete with realistic light reflections. And Voyager by 4Flight makes you feel like an air traffic controller as you watch real-time 3D visuals of planes taking off and landing at various airports. Other apps were less impressive, such as Carrot Weather. While it's a short experience, the Encounter Dinosaurs app from Apple is a heart-stopping example of what's possible with the Vision Pro. A butterfly literally flies and lands on top of your finger before a giant dinosaur enters the frame, sees that you are looking at it, and then jumps out of the screen so that his nose is inches from your face. It's scary and thrilling. It's very noteworthy what apps are not here at launch for the Vision Pro, such as Netflix and YouTube. There is not even iPad compatible apps right now. When asked about snubbing the Vision Pro, Netflix's CEO said that they are in discussions with Apple, but right now the device is so subscale that it's not particularly relevant. Does the Vision Pro have killer games? Not that I can see, but there is a pretty good mix of native games you can control with your hands and iPad apps you can surprise and play with a controller. Jetpack Joyride is easy to control. You just press your fingers together to boost the jetpack and move your hand to fly the character. Synth Riders is way more ambitious, which is also available on MetaQuest. You use your hands to touch colorful floating balls and beams of light coming to you at the beat of a song, and you can also dodge and duck obstacles. It's a fantastic example of mixed reality done right. I also played What the Golf. which is casual mini golf game where you can place the virtual course anywhere in the room and start putting. To hit the ball, you put your fingers around it and pull back, and you will see an arrow that you can then direct with your hand. Let it go and you will see your ball head towards the pin. Trying to select the ball didn't always work the first time, but I loved that I could walk around the course to get a different vantage point and the view never stuttered. In addition, I tried a few iPad games with a connected controller on the Vision Pro, such as Sonic Dream Team. The action and graphics were smooth, but it's essentially a 2D experience on a very large screen. You can also play Mac games through the Vision Pro, such as Resident Evil Village, if you have a powerful enough MacBook. Personally, I would like to see more native Vision Pro games that take advantage of your hands, such as fighting games and first-person shooters. For example, the MetaQuest 3 has a great sword fighting game called Broken Age. Gaming is one area where Apple needs to catch up. Apple doesn't want people to be closed off from the rest of the world while using the Vision Pro, so they have developed a few technologies to keep you at least somewhat connected. The first innovation is Eyesight, which allows others to see a digital version of your eyes when they try to engage you while you are wearing a Vision Pro. So, while you are watching content and they walk into the room, they might see a shimmer of light on the front display, but as they get closer to start to chat with you, you will see the person break through into your view and they will see your eyes. It's a subtle effect and a bit creepy looking, but it's effective. Still, there is no substitute for, briefly taking off the headset. The much more controversial feature is Persona, which is in beta and on the surface feels very metaversy and un-Apple. But it started to grow on me once I started making FaceTime calls with it. Persona is a 3D avatar of you that you can create by scanning your face with the front cameras of the Vision Pro. You will be guided through the process step by step, which includes holding the headset in front of you, turning your face side to side and up and down, as well as smiling, raising your eyebrows and closing your eyes. From there, the Vision Pro builds your persona in less than a minute, and the result is impressive from a technical standpoint, but also quite uncanny valley and conjures images of Madden or NBA 2K. It's like me, but not quite me. Also, I like to think I am not too vain, but the Vision Pro managed to amplify the wrinkles of my forehead. In fact, my wife said my persona looked like I was put through an aging filter. The good news is that if you don't like how you look, you can always recapture your persona. You can also tweak your persona by adjusting the color tone of your skin and the brightness, and you can choose from multiple portrait-like effects. Contour, for example, is the most flattering. You can also accessorize your persona using digital glasses, but that's about it. You can't add things like jewelry or different clothes, etc. I would like to see more customization options, and I wouldn't mind if Apple took longer to process your persona and also scanned some of your selfies to get the best possible result. Once in a video call, you can share your Vision Pro view and any apps you are working in, which is great for collaboration, so Apple deserves kudos for that. The Apple Vision Pro is easy to scoff at because of its price, and I definitely can't afford one at $3,500, but now that I have been wearing one and testing all its features, I would argue that it's the most innovative Apple product since the original iPhone. There is an insane amount of ingenuity of display here, from the razor-sharp micro OLED displays and the super realistic video pass-through to the remarkably intuitive and fun interface that tracks your eyes and hands. I am also very impressed with the spatial computing experience, as it takes multitasking to the next level, especially when you add a Mac to the mix. In terms of entertainment, the 3D video experience on the Vision Pro is unmatched, And immersive video in particular has a ton of potential to change the way we view everything from concerts to sporting events. And the 3D goodness continues with moving spatial videos and photos that transform your memories into something hyper-real. The Vision Pro app situation is clearly still in the early stages, with some notable heavy hitters missing at launch, but the AR apps I tried are jaw-droppingly convincing and should hopefully spur more developers to hop on the board. So, what's not to like about the Vision Pro? The super expensive price is a big one, as it will greatly limit this headset's initial appeal. Some may want to wait for the rumored lower cost version on the horizon, but there is no timetable for that. I also found that the third battery to be annoying at times, and the personas, while admirable, are a bit unnerving to look at. So hopefully they look considerably better after the beta stage. So my bottom line on the Vision Pro is that it's definitely revolutionary, but it's a revolution very much in progress. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.